So this image is so evocative for me, right? Because the idea is that inside each person, right, who might be in their own struggle, because you can see the wire frame, right, that's outside here, right? The person who is kind of struggling or maybe depressed or arguing with somebody else. There is like the child that's just reaching out, kind of wanting to connect and wanting to love, right? Wanting to be, right? Yeah, for those of you who were guessing, it actually does come from Burning Man, right? So they have all these kind of, it's a child carnival on some level, but they also create art there, right? And art is a very kind of connecting with the creative aspect of life, right? And if we can't connect with our inner child, sometimes we get cut off from our art or our creativity or our humanity or our love, right? We don't know how to connect again. And for kids, like our inner child, it's like they want to connect, they want to reach out, they want to love, right? So the idea is that inside each of us there might be a part that is maybe somewhat unbridled, somewhat innocent, maybe pure in a certain sense. That what's that phrase, like dances like it's never been, you've never, no, dance like nobody's watching, right? Kids sometimes do that. Or love like you've never been hurt, right? Kids sometimes do that. Okay. So rediscovering the inner child is about rediscovering this part, right? This part of us, the idea that it might be in all of us. Um, yeah, but that sometimes, for whatever reason, has gone away. Okay, so that's an image. I like quotes, these are two quotes that I like. It's not always easy to become or rediscover your inner child, right? It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. It's almost like it takes courage to rediscover the inner child within, the one that you might have forgotten, right? The you that might be really you. And this is kind of when we as therapists, healers, practitioners, sometimes this can be our experience with the inner child, right? She held herself until the sobs of the child inside subsided entirely. I love you, she told herself. It will all be okay. Okay. Because sometimes there's a version of the inner child that, has felt neglected or underheard or scared or is sometimes angry, right? And needs some love or care or protection. And that's part of what we do as healers, helpers, practitioners, right? Therapists. Okay. So let's just brainstorm a little bit in terms of the inner child. Um, and maybe we could just think, if you can connect with your inner child, if you're still, if this is a new concept for you, just listen along and you'll get the hang of it. But what might be some things that your inner child might want to hear, right? And you just think of those things, and you can just go ahead and put them in the chat. What might be some things, if you can connect with your inner child, that your inner child might wish to hear? And I'll go ahead and try and maybe capture some of these or write some of them down. It's like, okay, yeah, you can open up the chat and we'll put them in. So let's see. Yeah, so you are loved. Oh, that's in green, are loved. Okay, didn't know it was going to be that color. Yeah, let's just hold on and change colors. Okay. You're enough. You are loved. You are enough. Okay. You can feel deeply. And some of these are going direct to me, which is totally fine, but it's safe, right? It's safe, right? Right. You are intelligent. Yeah. Right. Okay. I have your back. I love that. I have your back. I have your back. Yeah. Okay. You belong. That came. Yeah. You belong. You're enough. You're worthy. Right. Okay. Yeah. You don't have to be afraid. It's safe. Okay. Don't have to be afraid. All of these are great. Have to be afraid. You are home. I love that too. You don't have to be afraid. You belong. You're home. Okay. I love all of you. Gosh, I took that hint. Okay. I love all of you. And even, I know these are coming by fast, but as you read these, just almost let yourself absorb them. I love all of you. Because there might be a part of you that almost reaches out, just like that inner child in that wire thing, to just to take in the words. I love all of you. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You belong. You are home. You are welcome. Right. Okay. You are loved. You are seen. You are heard. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's okay to feel sad. Okay. It's okay to feel, to feel sad or whatever. Uh, yeah. You can rest now. Right. Whew. Okay. You're intelligent. Loves the word. It's safe. You don't have to be afraid. You can rest now. I'm just going to clump it with that. You can rest now. Yeah. Okay. I'm here to protect you. Okay. I'm going to clump it. Here to protect you. Here to protect you. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. All of these are wonderful. You belong. You matter. Okay. So I won't let anybody hurt you. That's kind of like, I have your back. No hurt. Okay. You're loved, seen, heard, held. These are beautiful. Okay. So you're so pretty. I like that. Yeah. You're so pretty. Yeah. Seen, heard, pretty. Yeah. Okay. And even just thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You belong. Okay. Great. Great. Okay. And it's just nice to feel kind of, I don't know, just the words and the atmosphere. These are just beautiful kind of words and affirmations. And even just notice kind of as you say these or type these and almost hear them, kind of what kind of feeling arises inside you, right? There's kind of like the saying of them, right? Kind of these beautiful, kind of loving words, right? That are spoken, right? All of these. And then the one that speaks, right? The words. And then what does it feel like to hear them? Yeah, kind of just, and you can think somatically, what does it feel like? What's the emotion that arises as you kind of get this, right? Yeah. So, and or what are the thoughts, right? So there's a warm feeling, okay? Kind of, it feels like emotionally secure, right? Secure, already crying. Wow. Okay. So just notice that there's already crying, right? There's release. Okay. Release. Okay. There's a feeling of feeling understood. Understood. Okay. Kind of the warmth again. Okay, there's a couple of those, right? Secure, I'll put that with safe, right? Kind of emotionally secure, safe, loved, emotionally loved, cherished, right? Okay, right? Coherence, okay, connection, okay, right? I want to cry. I have this tension in my chest and throat. Well, all parts are welcome. So there's already crying, right? So notice and there's also tension, right? Tension in throat. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Just notice that. You can just be with that. Me too. Okay. Yeah. Brings up anger. Okay, so notice that anger that you weren't told these things, right? And that you didn't feel them. Okay, yeah. all parts are welcome, right? Yeah. Okay. You weren't told those things. You didn't get that kind of care or love. That's okay. And so that's good to notice too. Okay. And then some other people say kind of softening, right? Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. And then there's like, I'll put anger, maybe also there's some resistance, tension. Okay. That's okay. 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 And then kind of a missing and a loss and a grieving. It's interesting. Missing, kind of loss. Oopsie. Okay. Okay. And then grieving. Okay. So, yeah, grieving, kind of sad, right? That came up a couple, already crying release. Okay. So, um, so there's and I'm just kind of like drawing I don't know if it's totally arbitrary, but there's a little bit of a line here, right? Between, okay, there's the one that speaks all of these beautiful, kind of thoughtful, kind things. And the one that hears or or maybe kind of hears, like hears some of it, but it's like, yeah, it's like actually I hear that, but I'm resistant. Kind of, so I'll put hears in quotes, right? The one that speaks, the one that kind of, can I take it in? Yes, maybe I can with the warmth. Maybe I can't. It becomes tense. Okay. So the one that hears or kind of hears or tries to hear or is in the process of hearing, that's maybe the inner child. Okay. That might be your inner child. The one that speaks might be, and this is if you use somewhat of the kind of, I guess the IFS model, this would be maybe it's sometimes called the self, right? Or sometimes called, the healthy adult in different models. Okay. So there's different versions of this. Okay. Oh, I was wondering whose hand it was up, and it's me. My hand is up. I guess I just did that somehow. All right. So yeah, let me put my hand down. I'm gonna. Okay, I think I put my hand down. Yeah. And just noting on Andrade, feeling so much resistance, feeling the need to get away from what feels like fake kindness. Okay, good to notice. And in working with an inner child like that, because that's, those are that might, at least we might call that potentially resistance. You might also call that protection, right? Like there's a part of you that might be protecting you, right? It's not, because sometimes we think resistance bad, but maybe protection good, right? It might not have been safe, right, to receive kindness or fake kindness, maybe, and that's okay. It's like, okay, you can take as much time as you want. You can, that's okay. And we honor those parts too, right? Like, okay, there's a part that needs to get away, right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing, that part too. Okay. So, so that's part of kind of doing the trauma-informed version of inner child work is we don't do what I call B and E. I don't know. That's a term that's not really psychological. It actually comes from police work back when I was on the beat. I was never a police officer, but I had an instructor who anyways, she used that term. That sometimes what she used to do when working with clients, she it's called break and enter, right? Break and enter. So so she could see that there was an inner child that was kind of locked away, right? And she so wanted to help the inner child that she would break the door down to try and rescue the inner child, right? Just like sometimes police officers kind of force their way in, right? And later on, she decided that that actually wasn't the right way to do things because maybe for a day you get the inner child, but then you broke down the door, right? And then the door almost comes back stronger, right? So to work with the inner child kind of in a more trauma-informed way is like, we don't break down the door. If the inner child wants to be away, wants to get away, it's not safe yet for them. And we just wait outside the door, right? And maybe we'll let the child know or let somebody know, well, we're here and it's okay. And we'll be here at any time you want to open. That's okay. And if you want to stay close, that's okay. We can be with that too. It's like we appreciate the doors that have protected you. Kind of doors. I made this joke, kind of, yeah. Doors are valuable too. Like doors have done so much too, and we have to honor the doors and understand the doors that protect us, or kind of the things that keep us safe. And when we honor and respect the doors, right, the things that have protected us, sometimes they let us come in,